All right, Sunday morning, February 15th, no, 16th, the 16th, 2020. So, we have not had much frozen ground this year. Actually, there's really no, underneath the snow, the ground is still soft. And I need to get some manure through some cattle traffic and feeding hay out here on this reclaimed pasture. So this was a area that was landscaped at a gravel pit. It was reseeded. I reseeded it last year but it had so much erosion and wash. It was just like a sheet of sand washes across this. So I had some very low stem density. I put a pasture mix in. So, and then I did overseed with some cold snap annual ryegrass. So that comes up quick like an oat or a rye cover crop. And I even threw some oats down, but it just came up so thin. I've planted a lot of hay fields on a lot of hillsides before and never really had too much of a problem with, erosion wash. But this is just like a sheet that comes across here. There was no sod or thatch previously. It was all backfill applied to here with a little bit of topsoil. And there's stems, like you can see some of these stems here of plants, but in between them is just a wash of sand. So, I'm getting, this is kind of frozen now. I've been rolling some bales out here. It's not a very big slope, so it's hard to unroll the bales. So I brought the round bale feeders out here and started just feeding out on the pasture. Now you can see I'm gonna get a pretty good deal of pugging from the hoof traffic. There's an example right there, and there's a lot of that. My thought is, as long as I don't take it too far, the pugging action will help change the ground contour a little bit to slow some of that water, that erosion down. And then I'm also getting some manure and some thatch out here on this ground so that I can hopefully get a little bit better green up out here, because it's just I planted a lot of this in the spring. It was late. It's really June though. And just did not come up. I kept broadcasting grass seed over it through the summer, see if anything would really take, and not really coming up real, like I want it to. So, you have the best chance of getting a good pasture established right when right when it's brand new and you're starting. So, you can see this is pugged up, but I've got to slow this erosion down a little bit and get some manure out here. The area where I traditionally bale grazed for the last several winters I lost. They didn't really clean this up too good, so instead of unrolling, usually I have really good luck unrolling hay and getting good utilization. But you could see kind of what it ended up. See how there's a lot of bare soil in here and rocks, it's just exposed rocks. It's gravelly. So, and at the rate I've been losing grazing ground the last couple of years, I've got to really kick this piece into gear and see if I don't think I think the damage I'm doing as far as pugging, the benefit is outweighing any of the damage. We'll see how all this manure translates next spring. Be a work in progress. I obviously get a lot better hay utilization if I don't fill up all these round bale feeders, but I'm gonna be going and visiting my mother in Florida for a couple days, so I filled these up. Did wean all the calves. There's a few small ones here I kept. And usually hay consumption drops quite a bit. You know, I figure about 20 pounds to 30 pounds of hay per animal. Usually within a week or two after losing these calves, you know, consumption drops a lot. And what's alarming is it really hasn't. They're really eating the hay, eating it heavy. So that's a little bit of a concern. You know, I only have so much hay budgeted for the winter. Then I have some clients to take care of. Always seems like there's not enough hay. Never enough hay. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, and any thoughts, observations would be greatly appreciated. How's everybody doing with their hay supply this year? And you guys getting through it all right, guys and gals? All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend.